most important contributions an architect can make to urban life is to build great domestic space. It's really a wonderful challenge to make something in a great city like Beijing. We're very enthusiastic about our philosophical goals, which are the highest for this project, and that is to make a project which really sets an example for 21st century housing. We've built in Asia before and had great success in both projects. In Fukuoka, Japan in 1991, we opened the void space hinge space housing. 3 years later, we were invited again to do an entire city block in Makuhari. It's a very successful project which I have revisited to see that the inhabitants really enjoy living there. One of the great things about this project is its location. We are located right on the corner of the old city wall on the second ring. And this location really is so central to Beijing that from about the 4th floor on a clear day one can see in to the great forbidden city. One's really at a place that I say is analogous to being on 5th Avenue and 60th Street at Central Park. We envision an open project which is created in the spirit of the pedestrian community, of being able to walk to all the functions at the base. But not only that on the 20th floor there's a ring, a sky ring of additional functions that really create something utopian in a way, where one isn't just inhabiting an apartment. It's like inhabiting a new world. Even though our architecture expression is ultra-modern and 21st century, at the base of the project is a core urbanism. It's a little bit like where I live in Greenwich Village. All the occupants can utilize and enjoy everything at their fingertips. It's a 24-hour urban life. That's what we're trying to achieve in Beijing. The project consists basically of 3 levels. The ground level, which brings shops and all services and surrounds this great reflecting pond. The second level is the gardens on the intermediate roofs, and you can see the gardens on top of the cinemas. The most spectacular being the top ring of bridges that connect all 8 towers. On the ground level, as we said, there are many ways, I call it urban porosity, to move through. There are openings all through the project. You can come in and go out on all sides. You can see here a restaurant with a covered bicycle arcade, the hotel, the cinemas, all this related to the gardens that surround the project. And the lobbies have a very enclosing character with porous feeling of light coming almost like through the dappled leaves of trees. The cinema forms a central part of the entire city within a city, and it's our idea that the cinema becomes a place of gathering, but it's also in a way a microcosm, because when you look at the way the looping bridges connect everything in the project, in a way that's a cinematic adventure, this sort of feeling of moving through a loop in space and moving through a loop in space at the base of the project. So the cinema becomes, in a way, an emblem. And at night, the projections of what's going on inside the cinema occur in certain places on the exterior. So you have this color reflection effect in the water. On the intermediate level, of course, you have more quiet spaces like the gardens on top of Rockefeller Center. The wonderful 2 smaller buildings in Rockefeller Center have green gardens on top that one can see from all these apartments. So one never looks down on a black asphalt roof. You're always looking down on green gardens and green aspects. And then, of course, the top becomes a wonderful experience in perspective. Every tower has 4 roof gardens, each going to the different penthouses on the top floor. So all the roofs of the entire project are green, and the entire project is an example of 21st century sustainability. There are 600 geothermal wells which will be drilled below that cool and heat the project. All the required solar exposures are minimized with shades to reduce any sun glare. The pond itself is gray water, recycled water.